Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 168th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on December 20th, 2021. On the podcast today, we have the sports fan who is going to pick the next NFL commissioner to replace John Gruden. Not John Gruden. Why did I say that? Roger Goodell. Andrew Clark. Don't pick John Gruden to replace Roger Goodell.
I picked John Gruden.
Oh. What does John Gruden's reign as the NFL commissioner look like?
Short.
What scandal is getting John Gruden canned as the NFL commissioner?
I leak photos or texts that he sent and get him fined. But the thing is, I get John Gruden in as the NFL commissioner. I am his second in command. I then very easily remove John Gruden from being the commissioner and myself become the commissioner of the National Football League. And then just, follow in the footsteps of Roger Goodell and make myself God King Emperor for the next 1,000 years, making millions of dollars.
So,
Frank Underwood him.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Roger Goodell isn't great, but is he just so, inoffensively mediocre in the role that's why he stuck around for so long?
No, Roger Goodell is a fantastic, owner-manager.
Yeah.
He takes the billionaires and keeps them happy and makes them money.
Roger Goodell is not taking care of the NFL. Roger Goodell is taking care of the very rich people that are running the teams. He doesn't give a shit about the players or the quality of the game.
Yeah. No, he's a very good commissioner in the terms of how successful he is for the people that matter, which are the very, very rich and powerful people who employ him.
Yeah, exactly, because they have the power at any time to get rid of him. And the fact that he's stayed on longer than because what is commissioner supposed to be? It was originally 5 years, and then it got bumped up to 10, and now it's just indefinite.
Oh.
I can't remember if 5 was the right amount, but...
Boy, life-term appointments haven't worked out for most empires of the past, but okay, we'll see how it goes for the NFL.
That's for sure. I'm going to install Urban Meyer.
Ooh.
With John Gruden as the vice, and then I'll be the Speaker of the House for the NFL.
So are you adding the extra step then? Oh, so it's less obvious.
So it won't look like I'm Frank Underwooding him. Everyone's going to be obviously Andrew Clark Frank Underwooded his way into the commissionership. He can't stay commissioner.
The salary cap is rising. The players love me. Sure, the fucking owners are going to assassinate me because they don't want to spend the money.
The salary cap is rising for publicly traded teams. They get to spend more money than...
You, as the fans, have the power to make your teams better by donating more money to them.
Actually, now that you bring that up, I feel like NFL owners are the subgroup of billionaires that would leap to assassination to solve their problems first.
I mean... The subgroup of billionaires that would lead to assassination to solve their problems first.
No.
Well, of course,
yes.
But I mean it's probably the uber billionaires, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elon Musk has killed a guy. We all
sure.
We just know it. It's a fact.
That guy was
we don't have evidence. We don't have evidence, but we know he's done it,
No, yeah, those Tesla cars hit pedestrians. Elon Musk has killed somebody.
It's not the fucking same. Elon Musk has personally gone to his fixer and said, kill this guy. Mm-hmm. And it's happened.
Yeah.
Bill Gates has killed someone.
Yeah. And the fixer pays a guy who 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 then kills somebody.
Who pays a shell corporation, which tracks through 15 different countries, who then, kills a person. There's just no way. I feel like it's the Uber... The nigh trillionaires are the most likely group, and there's only... Actually, are there any anymore now that Paul Allen died?
Paul Allen was a trillionaire?
No, well, Uber billionaire, where you're almost $100 billion.
Elon Musk, his net worth is over $100 billion.
I'm talking about NFL owners.
NFL owners.
Like Paul Allen died, and he was kind of the super billionaire amongst NFL owners. Like, I feel like the richest NFL owners are only like 20 or to 40.
Yeah,
which
David
is
Tepper is the richest owner, and his net worth is $15.8 billion.
Yeah, and he's like the most recent one too. So he's like the one where they were like, they only brought him in because he's super rich.
Fair.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like those are the most likely.
Okay. That's
NFL owners are almost like chill in that like they've decided I don't care anymore about amassing money. I now want to win football games.
Yeah.
That's my devotion.
If you've got $20 billion, what do you do with it? If you don't have any interest in becoming like an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos and making some stupid ass company doing some stupid ass stuff, you say, maybe I'll just blow it on a sports team and see what happens. That's fun. That's gambling at the highest level.
It's not even gambling. They're just guaranteed to make money. They're given contracts to print money, basically, with how lucrative the NFL is nowadays.
Well, we got several $1 billion to burn because our great-grandpappy made money moonshining. So here we go. Guess we're in the NFL now.
Robber barons, baby.
Hey. Also on the pot. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. So with NBA teams, I know it's different because a lot of NBA teams just have like
ownership groups.
Yeah, exactly. Like multiple owners. Like whereas NFL teams will still have people that have a share of the team, but I feel like there's a lot of NBA teams that don't have a majority owner. Like how lucrative is being an NBA owner compared to being an NFL owner?
It's super lucrative in like the mid-aughts. The reason that there's a lot of ownership groups in the NBA is that it was seen as an investment play. Mm-hmm. Like the NBA was exploding in popularity around the mid-aughts when like Kobe and LeBron were really doing their thing. So a lot of like investment groups literally saw it as like, oh, we can buy this NBA franchise for $200 million and it will be worth billions soon. Like it will literally just be a massive opportunity for growth. Whereas like in the NFL, the franchises have been valuable for decades, you know, like the families that owned them knew that they had a huge like lucrative investment and didn't want to get rid of it. Whereas like in the aughts, it was like some people were like, I don't really know what I want to do with this team. And like, then the financial crash hit and all that stuff. And Donald Sterling got ousted and like, you know, like shit happened in the NBA that like kind of wouldn't happen in the NFL, both because Roger Goodell is good at his job, but also because football has been an American institution for so much longer. And like up until very recently, I feel like most people were still on the whole, like college basketball is better than professional basketball. Like, so yeah, but more than anything, it's just, it was a good opportunity. Like you genuinely could make 10 times your initial investment if you did it at the right time. And look at Michael Jordan. That's the main reason he's a billionaire, is because he fucking bought a basketball team at the right time and then it exploded in value. So
even when I didn't like basketball, I knew the people that said college basketball is better than the NBA were just full of shit.
It's because the motivations are so much better.
Oh my
it's for the love of the game.
Oh my God.
They're not in it for the money. It's like, dude. Fuck off.
We get it. You're white. Relax. Also on the podcast today, we have a man who is about to describe which sports fans know the least about the sport that they are a fan of. Ryan Holtz.
NASCAR, if you count that as a sport.
Oh. Yeah?
It's gotta be NASCAR, right? They have no fucking clue what makes the cars go vroom. Like, they fucking like watching Dale Earnhardt Jr. fucking go real fast. They don't know anything about like drag ratios and like the actual science that the drivers like genuinely have to understand in order to be successful. Like they're just fucking watching things go fast and talking about buttholes. What is it with the deal with NASCAR fans and buttholes?
What are you talking about?
I'm genuinely confused. Oh man, you didn't watch the Channel 5 video, the formerly All Gas No Brakes guy, Andrew Callahan?
No.
They went to Talladega, and just every single fan was just like, "Show us your butthole!" Just like that's like all they talked about was just like showing butthole, and like it was. I was like, what? I'm out of the loop. Like I went to Out of the Loop subreddit and like searched on that. That usually is gold for me. Couldn't find anything. Like I genuinely don't understand why the people at Talladega are so obsessed with buttholes. They loved it.
Okay.
They were all about the buttholes.
I
genuinely don't understand.
Huh. Yeah, actually, now that you say that, I'm inclined to agree with you. There are a handful of passionate NASCAR fans who, yes, get into the physics of it, but, yeah, it's fair.
I mean,
it's a good
can
one.
anyone? Like, it's almost one of those sports where you can't even get sports, quote unquote, where you can't even get like access to that sort of information because it's probably super proprietary. Like, it's trade secrets basically to understand how they like get that extra speed or that extra downforce and stuff like that. Like I don't even know how you possibly could you'd understand maybe strategy if you're a hardcore NASCAR fan. Like you maybe understand why you took a pit stop in this lap versus this lap, or like understand why you hung in this pack versus this pack. But like the actual mechanics of what makes a car fast and good, I feel like there's just no NASCAR fans understand that. That's like engineers and shit. Like you can't understand it. So I don't know.
That's fair.
That's the first thing that came to my head.
No, I respect it. And then last but not least, rounding out the podcast is a man who is glad that the Packers had their most embarrassing loss at the top of the season and aren't staring down a run at the playoffs at the Super Bowl, knowing that they lost to a team much worse than them, like the Cardinals are. Lucas DeRuyter.
We lost to the Vikings. They're much worse than us.
That's fair.
I mean, the Vikings are still like a solid football team. Losing to the Vikings is not like losing to the Lions. Come on.
Cardinals are definitely banged up, like every team. Like COVID ravaged everyone, and I feel like that just lowers the skill gap for every single team, basically. Like, when everyone's on practice squad players, any team can really beat any team.
Good for Jared Goff, you know? His stat sheet for that game is going up on the fridge.
Good for fucking Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
I was so, like, this dude's a fucking clown in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, same.
He has completely won me over. Like, this dude...
Yeah, he's a motivational man.
I desperately want him to fucking succeed. Someone explained it as, like, a normal motivation-style coach, like, gets you to want to run through a wall for him. Dan Campbell would run through the wall first.
And be like, look, I made a hole. You can get through.
Yeah, you can run through that hole that I already made. Like, I'll run through the wall so you don't have to. Like, that's a different level, you know? He's not even motivating so much as just, like, fucking walking the walk. It's pretty wild.
I remember earlier in the season when the Lions lost to the Ravens by, the 1 point at the last second field goal that shouldn't have been allowed to happen. Like, I saw, like, Dan Campbell cries in press conference after game, and I clicked on it because I'm like, haha, I'm going to get to laugh at the Lions coach. And he was crying, talking about how he felt so bad for the players because they were trying so hard. I'm like, no, this is making me emotional.
Right. And it was all legitimate. Like, they lost a fucking tearjerker on a last-second walk-off field goal. Like, they really did fucking give it their all and got all the way to the finish line and then lost on a 53-yarder, which is like 50-50. Yeah. Like, if a kicker makes that, that's not an easy
I'm talking
field
about
goal.
when Justin Tucker broke the NFL record with like the 68-yarder that should not have been allowed to happen.
That's Justin Tucker, yeah.
Have you guys seen pictures of Dan Campbell when he was playing?
Yeah.
Brick shithouse.
He jumped from like different genres of life coach. Playing Dan Campbell, very spiritual guy, going to talk to you about like inner wellness. Modern Dan Campbell, no, he's getting in there with the brass taxes, like giving you a bullet points of this is what you got to do.
Brass taxes. It's brass tax.
Yeah, and it's not with an X, it's CKS.
Yeah, like a tack, like a thumbtack.
Like a tack you put in the wall, yeah.
Fair.
Brass tacks. I don't know where it comes from. We were asking where the origin of Shake a Stick at. Where's the origin of brass tacks?
No.
And for everyone curious, Shaking a Stick at has to do with sheep farming. Because of course it does. You shake your stick to make the sheep get in line. And if you have too many sheep, you have more sheep than you can shake a stick at.
Back before we had dogs to take care of this sort of thing, man would have to shake sticks at livestock to make them move.
Before we domesticated dogs, we had sheep.
Before we conquered wolves and underwent a marvelous feat of genetic engineering, we had to take care of that.
Yeah, and no, it was like it's like a video game RPG grind system where you had to breed enough sheep and livestock so that you could have enough left over to lure in some wolves so that you could then domesticate the wolves.
Yeah, why not?
And then you could have dogs to help you get more sheep.
And then once you get more sheep, you can domesticate more wolves, and
baby, you got a stew going.
That's how we get in each individual dog. We can't like reproduce the domesticated dogs. They're like mules. They're infertile. Every dog you see in a home was a wolf that we transmorgified. From Chihuahua to Great Dane, we spliced that DNA and made a new creature.
There are biologists yelling at us right now, but like,
no, just that's not right.
The mad Wojak or whatever, the tears streaming down his face, just like, no, you don't understand. It comes from like humans were leaving scraps on the outskirts of their camp, and the animals got more and more comfortable with human activity, and the ones that were the most friendly were the ones that weren't killed for a minute. And you were just like, Bert, haha, science go Bert.
Oh, we thought we could breed a dog that could hunt lions. We were wrong. We got a little. We got a little bold on that one. Yeah.
Fucking sick dogs.
I bet we could do it nowadays. We'd have to do some dark science shit, but
I remember that was my question in college that Michael got really mad at me for asking, where I said, how long would it take for us to selectively breed a dog into a dragon? Because I'm like, given infinite time scale, you're saying it's impossible? Like, I don't believe you. I think we could do it. I think eventually we could fucking do it. And he was just like, Ryan, you're insane. You're like disproving evolution by like claiming that we can even do this. And I'm like, wow, how could we not?
I'm talking about billions of years.
Yeah.
You see how things have changed in a billion years on this earth?
Naturally.
Yeah, just on its
Now
fucking
imagine
own.
if we've got our best scientists literally, oh, this shoulder blade is 0.001 centimeters raised. That's the one that we're going for. Like, oh, the tongue has a weird rough patch on it that could be used to strike a piece of flint to spark. Oh, these lungs have a weird fluid sac that does nothing. Like, just
we'll save that one for later.
We're gonna fucking get it. Like, we're gonna get it eventually. But, yeah.
Okay, now how's the social engineering part of this going? Has that team instilled an affinity for gold in them yet?
Yeah.
All right, keep at it, guys.
This dog, like, understands the concept of money, but definitely feels like, I don't know, the 1% has too much of it. Just like, no, not the one. Like, but, I mean, concept of money, we're starting to get there. Like, this dog can talk.
Couple steps back, we'll keep going.
Yeah. This dog can talk, but he sounds more like Paul F. Tompkins than Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, We're getting there. We're fucking getting there. We're on to something.
Oh, okay. Fucking How Long Till Dogs Are Dragons is a title contender now.
I think he saw it as an insult to the concept of, like, evolutionary biology. I'm not trying to insult. It's a genuine, like, shower thought question. I feel like it's possible.
No.
So.
We figured out ligers as a joke. We can get there someday.
Did we figure that out, or did a shitty zoo just keep them together and they fucked once? Like, and then we were like, whoa, look at this thing. It's fucking huge. It's way bigger than each of them individually for some fucking reason.
I'd like to imagine there's a scientist somewhere with a clipboard whose job it is to just... These animals could have sex, maybe. Let's see.
Animals.
Uh-oh.
Can they fuck? Would they make babies? Let's find out.
This is my fetish.
Yeah. All right. Now that my connection is back, we're going into News of the Week. River City Girls 2 is coming in summer 2022. Announcement came via TikTok. I am thrilled. They have a chance to redeem the shitty ending of the first game, and I could not be more excited to see what they do.
I feel like if Deathloop 2 was announced via TikTok, you'd shit all over it. But because it's a game you like, you're like, yeah, it was announced via TikTok. That's chill.
That's hip. That's
what we do.
That's connecting with the demographic. I like this thing. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 announced via TikTok. Fucking cool. This is great.
Andrew.
Oh, The Last of Us Part 3 announced via TikTok. Boo, out of touch. Lame.
Andrew, I don't know how to describe to you how much cooler it would be if Horihiko Araki, the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, got on TikTok, then Neil Druckmann got on TikTok.
You're just saying names. You're not giving. You're not giving reasons.
Because I don't know it. You know the Virgin versus Chad meme, Andrew? You're not going to like which one of those Neil Druckmann is in relation to Horihiko Araki.
Hey, something I found out today at work is that like 5 of the coworkers that I have on my team are apparently big fans of anime and have the exact opposite opinions of you on all of them.
What do your coworkers think are the best anime? What anime do they like?
I don't know. None of them like ranked any of them. A couple of them said Attack on Titan is good.
Oh my God.
Most of them said JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is dog shit.
Andrew, I don't know how to tell you this, but you are working with homophobic fascists.
They're gay.
Andrew, you're working with homophobic fascists.
Kill your parents, Tracy. Yikes.
Speaking of yikes, following incredible accusations of having a toxic culture, the HR head of Bungie, the studio behind Destiny and the original Halo games, resigns.
Damn.
It's a bummer. It will... hopefully all of this coming to light will lead to a better workplace there. But, and maybe I'm being a toxic gamer here, I'm not at all surprised that things weren't super PC at the place that made the Halo games. Maybe that's just me. When I think of toxic gaming, I think, yeah, Halo.
When you think of toxic gaming, you should think of gaming.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to think of, like, wholesome gaming communities.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other popular video games. I think maybe you can just say gaming corporations that get large enough usually have that kind of shitty culture.
I feel like the Kirby fan base is probably pretty alright.
I feel like Baby Mario is probably not too problematic. They're forming their basic alphabet letters, so probably can't really spell the N-word.
Oh!
Like, yeah, I guess if you go young enough, then the children aren't going to be quite as toxic as full-grown adults who are just trying to be edgelords.
We haven't taught them how to hate yet. One day, but not today.
Yeah, that's on the to-do list. Right before getting your driver's license, right around there. You get your learner's permit and you learn a bunch of slurs.
Oh.
What's the tie-in there?
It's correlation and causation. Like, we don't really know. There's not really a link. It's just heavily correlated. But yeah, maybe smelling gasoline, like gas fumes at the pump, somehow gets your brain to head off on that trail.
My driver's ed course, sitting through that, definitely instilled in me like some sense of hate.
Don't know for who, but it's there.
Yep.
Driving along in the back seat of someone else's like driving time with the instructor terrified me. Like, it's one thing to make a mistake when you're behind the wheel, but when someone else fucking mounts a curb, you're like, fuck me. We're so fucked, man. This person's gonna be able to drive on their own in a month or two.
Coming back into Madison this weekend after being out for a couple of days, we were behind a student driver that the car was plastered with signs for the driving school and it said student driver, and holy shit. They were getting into the gravel. They were swerving all over the road. They were slamming on the brakes and like starting back up again. The
instructor was probably slamming on the brake. Like, the instructor was saving everyone's life.
No, it was fucking bad, man.
Jesus. I've never seen that. I've always noticed that they're just slow. Like, whenever you're behind a student driver, they're always going like slightly below the speed limit. It's like, okay, I get it.
They hammered that home. In those driver's ed classes.
Like, you cannot go above the speed limit. It's a thing that nobody does.
It's a limit.
Can't. It's a limit for a reason, and it's not a suggestion. That is your upper limit. Yeah. You can go below it. That's totally fine. Everyone
the limit in ideal driving circumstances, okay? If it gets a little too humid out there, like, you take 3 miles per hour off of that at least.
Yeah. I remember I got a question on a quiz right because it was like, true or false, you can be pulled over for going under the speed limit. And I was like, true, because I thought maybe you're impeding traffic. Like, maybe, like, you're all the way in the left lane going 5 under. Like, someone might pull you over and be like, what the fuck's going on? Are you, like, impaired or something? But they said the answer was true, but because it might be rainy out. And so even if you're going below the speed limit, a cop might pull you over because it's
for going
rainy
too fast.
And it's dangerous to go under the speed limit. And I was like, I just know that's not fucking true. Like,
no. They're saying that the cop can say, even if the speed limit's 45, you should be going 35, 40. And you're going 40. That's too fast. Here's a ticket for speeding. Going 40 in a 45. You fuck. I can do whatever I want, and if you argue with me, I'm legally allowed to kill you.
I mean, that part, yes. I could see a cop
None of that's a true or false question in the driving test. True or false, cops are legally allowed to shoot motorists.
Yeah. True or false, cops can literally do whatever they want, and if you get upset at that, like, we're gonna kill you, and then, they're gonna
threaten your family if they protest against it.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna protest it, and then white teenagers gonna kill multiple people at the protest. Mm-hmm. It's like false, and they're like, what's the God? I'm trying to think of the music that plays when something bad's about to happen. Is it the Doom music? I don't know. Why is the Doom music playing?
Yeah. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, who knew about the rampant sexual misconduct at his company for years and did nothing, says that NFTs are the future, comparing them to microtransactions and loot boxes.
So this is a bit at this point, right? Like, you're just fucking...
Guy is bad, likes NFTs.
Yeah. I'm not saying that one causes the other, but, like, in every single article that talks about NFTs, I must bring up the fact that
they're a big piece of shit.
These people suck.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we haven't talked about this. I'm just putting it out there. Moving on for TV. There's a PV for the long-awaited anime adaptation of the Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War arc. It looks fire, but it's also lying. It looks like it'll be good. It's not gonna be.
What? A trailer is lying if it doesn't just put the non-funny parts in?
What?
Our trailer
is the trailer supposed to be shitty? Like,
yeah, like
if the show's shitty, is the trailer supposed to be shitty?
It's not marketing.
It's
just a abbreviation.
Yeah,
no, it's just. I read this. I read what this upcoming anime is going to be based on, and it's like, oh yeah, this is making it look like cool shit. This is making it look like it's going to be a great time. It's not going to be.
Look, dude, if you think that it looks good, then that's your fault. Like, you're responsible for what you like and you don't like.
It does look good. It does look cool. A lot of anime fans are getting hyped, and they're getting hyped for disappointment.
Okay.
Andrew, ask your anime coworkers what they think about Bleach.
Okay, I will.
Yeah. The new PV for the Chainsaw anime is less fire, not as much original animation there, but has Makima animated, so it's damn good. I can't wait. I can't wait for next summer. That's all I want. And then the last bit of anime news. The upcoming movie, Dragon Ball Super Hero, looks like it's going to be a Gohan vehicle. I'm down for it. Oh, did we just overlap? Did the audio glitch out?
What did that look like on your end, Andrew?
It didn't. Nothing weird happened on my end.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe it's my internet then. Yeah, I have no idea what just happened.
Uh-oh. We good?
I went through a time portal.
Oh. Did I turn into Ben Shapiro for a second where I talk super fast?
No, you were talking, and then you stopped talking, and then it sounded like someone shot a portal into your room that you like shot out of while you were talking. Like there was a clear start point where you were all of a sudden talking again.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Hyperspeed.
Weird.
Yeah.
And then moving into the other category, Kickstarter, a platform already known for sketchy campaigns and not holding scammers accountable, announces that it's moving the platform to the blockchain.
Come on, there's got to be a founder or something of Kickstarter that covered up sexual abuse, right?
Lucas, wasn't one of your first jobs in college at like marketing the blockchain?
One of my last jobs in college, and it was explaining the blockchain to Midwestern small business owners.
Lucas was the first NFT bro. I'm going to put it out there right now.
That's probably why he fights so hard against it. Mm-hmm. He's like a
Lucas knows what he created and is now trying to tear it down.
He's a closeted gay Republican congressman who's really pushing that anti-gay rhetoric because he knows in his heart of hearts that he's one of them.
I know it's a problematic trope. I know it's a problematic trope to say that, like, outspoken homophobes are secretly gay and closeted. But boy, has it happened a lot.
Yeah.
Is it problematic? Boy, if it is, yikes.
I mean, it is kind of getting into a territory of, oh yeah, gay people are responsible for their own problems. But, yeah.
Oh. We're not saying all homophobes are actually gay. We're just saying there has been multiple instances of people that are the most violently and vocally anti-gay doing so because they're just self-hating gays.
No.
I mean, none of them would self-identify as gay, even after they're outed. Like, they'll still be like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a thing I do sometimes, like, but I still love fucking my wife. And it's like, all right, cool.
I haven't.
Like,
lately.
Haven't since the kiddo was born. It's like, your kid's 17. Oh, what?
I haven't since was legally obligated in the eyes of the Lord to consummate our marriage.
They watched to make sure that I was doing it.
Shudder.
A different culture, a different time.
The Game of Thrones betting ceremonies terrify me for that exact reason.
You know
Game
what?
of Thrones?
concept.
You mean French? Like,
Yeah.
they did that shit not that long ago.
They describe it in detail in Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
and it's upsetting to me.
Oh. Doesn't... boy, We're never getting the Winds of Winter, are we?
Probably not.
Even if we do, we're not getting a Song of Spring.
George R. R. Martin has 0 pages. It's laughable at this point. I don't...
George R. R. Martin has a fuck ton of pages. They're just all completely unrelated
Yeah.
and
Oh.
just ideas.
He has notes. Yeah.
Yeah. I love going to his blog posts, and it's just Jets football. Like, this dude's a fucking
Oh my
maniac.
God.
George R. R. Martin is more of a Jets maniac than we are Packers maniac. Like,
Really?
George R. R. Martin's hardcore into the Jets. He cannot get a fucking enough, and it's like, bro. He writes soliloquies about the bad football team that is the New York Jets instead of any writing whatsoever on his critically acclaimed, unbelievably successful book franchise. Like, it's sad, man.
And then Jon Snow said, I mean, really, when you think about it, it's a rebuilding year for the Night's Watch. It's kind of rough, but we'll be in decent shape come next year.
And then Jon Snow said, look, did we draft Zach Wilson a little high? Sure, but like, he's a project from the beginning. We all knew what we were getting into. And to just start him behind an O-line like the Jets fucking have right now, like,
A young quarterback is an investment. If you think you've got 50% of Aaron Rodgers at the top of the first round, you have to take that chance.
Sure, a
Mac
lot
Daddy.
of the league is moving to a system QB schematic. But not here. Not at the Night's Watch. We believe in superstars.
Fucking are they?
The renaissance of the pass based off of the run is here and it's working, but we still need a big gunslinger of a quarterback.
The RPO. What the Ravens should have tried
Yeah.
on a 2-point conversion instead of fucking rolling to the right, eliminating over half the field, and then throwing into double
There was literally one guy running a route on that side of the field.
Hollywood Brown was running a route, and he was wide open.
Yeah, but he was on the other side of the field, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
No. I listened to the game on the radio.
No, he was on the right side of the field, but yeah, Huntley would have had to throw a little across his body to hit him, but he never even looked. Like, part of the reason he was so wide open was because literally he was staring at Mark Andrews from the minute he snapped the ball. Like, the defender was, Darnell Savage literally sprinted immediately to cover that.
That must have been a weird game to listen to on the radio.
It was.
It was a struggle.
Also, the way that like they describe each individual play is so weird because like they're trying to paint a picture pre-snap of what's going on, and then it's like dodging defenders, sprinting up an absolute dart, 8 yards. Just so fucking excited. You think the Packers just broke off a home run, and Aaron Jones is still running and is going to be untouched for a touchdown. And she's like, and he gets 6 yards bouncing off the left tackle.
That's just Wayne Larrivee. The dude's fucking got it. If you got it, you gotta flaunt it. He's not gonna miss out on opportunities to get hype.
You're tuning into Wayne Larrivee. You're tuning into a slam poetry session. It is intense.
4th and 8, man. You gotta rewatch 4th and 8 with Wayne Larrivee. If you haven't, you're not a Packers fan, because fucking... And then fucking... oh, God. I can't remember who the color guy is, but the color guy in the background just going, he's got Randall Cobb! Like, in the middle of Wayne Larravee's call, he noticed that Chris Conti just stopped covering Randall Cobb, and Randall Cobb is 50 yards downfield, completely uncovered. And he's like, he's got Randall Cobb! Like, he throws a dagger! An NFC North divisional dagger! He didn't get to do the dagger. His dagger would have been when A.J. Dillon recovered the onside kick. Not really a very exciting dagger for that game. But, oh well.
All right, very fun job. Weirdly aligned with this last news bullet point. Let's see if we can do this in less than 10 minutes. Following a 20-0 loss to the Titans and a physical assault accusation from a former player, Urban Meyer has been fired as the Jaguars head coach.
He's out. The herbs. He wanted out.
Oh, yeah.
You can't convince me otherwise. He realized 3 weeks into the season that I don't want to fucking be here.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
I'm not
he's
a god
so
among men
far in
anymore?
over his head.
Fuck it. Oh, God. What does that do to you psychologically? What does that do to you when you realize you are not good at a thing you have dedicated your life towards the second you're talking to anyone over the age of 22? What? Fuck.
I mean, he dedicated his life to college and then said, fuck it, let's try the pros. And
yeah. I'm sure he convinced himself in his head. It's just like, it's not me, it's the kids that are out of touch. It's everyone else. These grown men just care about money and won't listen to me. And, I kicked the kicker and I told him to go fuck himself. And then when things went wrong, I blamed all my assistants and I benched my good players. Ooh.
No one found it, funny in an ironic way that I kicked the kicker, and I thought that would just be a big laugh.
So
but
what?
Really, I'm just a stand-up working on my
I left the team after they lost and went to my bar and danced with a young girl. Whatever.
Fingered a young girl.
Yeah.
Guys,
on the dance floor.
Guys, I brought Tim Tebow on. That's what you want, right?
Yeah, so what if I give roster spots to guys that I just know and don't care about actually building a team?
Play time to Carlos Hyde over my superstar running back because he came from Ohio State.
Yeah. Oh man, the wide receiver that's supposed to be the leader in the locker room that I brought in because he likes me fucking hates me now and told me I'm a piece of shit and stormed off.
His fault.
Jesus. Where does Urban Meyer go from here? Or does he just sit on his $1 billion now? Maybe?
He continues. Okay, not
billion.
He continues to be an analyst for any major television network, or goes to be a very successful college football coach.
Yeah, are there still any? What are the biggest spots open right now? I'm not saying he'd even. I'm sure he would take a year off anyway. But
I mean, now that Notre Dame, LSU, and USC are gone, I imagine he'd take a year for another big spot to open up. But yeah, it's pretty fucking wild.
I don't know, man. Even that's weird. I know Urban Meyer is still huge in the world of college football, but you're walking into that job and everybody knows day one that oh wait, you're the guy who failed to prove it at a professional level.
So was Nick Saban.
All right, fair.
Literally, the Bill Belichick of college football tried to go to the NFL and failed miserably, and then went back to college with his tail tucked between his legs and went on to become the most successful coach in college football history. Because college football is just fucking different, man.
Yep.
You can get enough 18-year-old freak athletes to think that your school's good, you can be successful. You can literally know nothing about how to play football. If you just know psychology and know how to get enough unbelievably talented people to your school, nothing else matters.
See these colors on your back? Neon green and fuchsia? These are our colors. They mean something. Now get out there and get a touchdown.
you who's going to be drafted in the professional leagues playing against a bunch of people that just were kind of good in high school.
Oh, wow. Hold on. I've having played against a couple of D1 athletes,
I understand.
I
am
can
exaggerating.
verify
I'll acknowledge that, but
they are not human in the same way that we think of human D1 college athletes. Now, then professional is a whole nother step up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's fucking unbelievable, man. That's all it is. I mean, look at fucking Clemson. Like, you just be good and you'll continue to be good. And now you can just give them money legally. So, like the number one recruit of this year's class decommitted from Florida State, I think, was where he was going to go to Jackson State, which is an FCS school, because Deion Sanders is the head coach there, and Barstool is making a documentary about it and paying him like $1.5 million to be in the documentary. Like, everything's out the fucking window now, man. There's no tradition.
Wait, hold on. What's the order of events there? Was Barstool making a documentary about the player or about the school?
I'm sure they said, if you do this, we'll make a documentary about you and pay you a bunch of money.
If you go be a player for Deion, he's also a cornerback. So that's a whole other thing, because Deion Sanders was a cornerback. So if you go to play for Deion Sanders at Jackson State, we'll give you $1.5 million so that we can make a documentary, because it literally writes itself.
Doesn't that violate some of the core tenets of documentary filmmaking?
There are no core tenets of documentary filmmaking. Most people don't even agree on what a documentary is.
Morgan Spurlock just fucking lied in Super Size Me. Like, he just straight up lied. Like,
most
that's
people
one of the most
lie,
successful documentary of all time.
Documentaries are narratives, like 1,000%.
The reason that we think that lemmings follow each other off a cliff is because Disney made a documentary back in the 60s where they threw lemmings off a cliff. Like, they literally just murdered them in cold blood because it made for an interesting story. Like, there's no such thing, man.
God, what's the old writing line? The greatest autobiographers are liars. Glad that proves out to documentaries too. Okay.
Pretty much.
Fucking Werner Herzog did a documentary about war and never even said what war was going on or where they were, and didn't include subtitles. And when he interviewed people, he would say shit like, "I don't understand what they're saying. What could they be upset about? Did they lose a child? Man, I don't know."
I don't know, man. Shit was crazy. Literally, Werner Herzog just, as a German dude wandering around like a fucking battlefield in sub-Saharan Africa, like, literally doesn't speak the language, has no guide, like, you just fucking, I don't know, someone shot an RPG. Wow. No fucking idea what that was all about. That sounds fucking lit. I would watch that documentary.
All right. With that, we are moving into our other call and the breakouts? I don't know. Probably. I don't think there are any memes this week. Feeling dead air as I join this thing, as Ryan lets me in. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, we don't have any memes, right?
None that come to mind immediately.
Yeah. It's the 20th. There are no memes this late in the year.
We do have the meme that was crowned meme of the year.
Oh, okay. Winding back into the meme corner. Let's go. Ryan, what is the meme of the year 2021 according to what outlet?
Know Your Meme.
Okay, of course.
Same one as top memes of the decade.
Yeah.
They have Amogus. That's the meme of the year.
404, not found.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why didn't that work? Oh, it pasted twice. That's why.
Oh.
My fault. There. That one's just once.
Boop.
I think I've seen Amogus once.
Oh.
I've never heard the second one. Damn it, Chris, where are we? Think, Mark, think, though, at third. So there you go. We know that one. Ankazone, yeah. Yeah.
No.
We know that one.
No.
Everyone knows that one.
Oh, Pondering My Orb, getting number 5, late in the year contender. Good for Pondering My Orb.
I do not know that one, but fair.
No, you're off of Twitter now.
Sure. For the Better Right is 6. I feel like that might be number 1, honestly. That's the one I feel like I've seen the most.
Yeah, the prequel.
Yes, Haircut was gold, but I thought that was almost last year. Wasn't last year when they recorded the actual actors?
Yeah, no, I don't know why this is a 2021 thing. I mean, the putting random characters in that scene has been a thing for a couple of years. Great. Yeah.
So
that was John Cena with the Sheena, the Chinese John Cena, where he's speaking Chinese. Yeah, that's a good one.
So, do you guys know what Onkazone is?
I mean,
yes, that's what we said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're familiar.
Yeah, we know.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. Good. That deserves to be number 4 in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I've never seen Amogus in the wild.
It's Among Us.
What?
Right, but they like spell it wrong.
No. I mean, like, it's pronounced Among Us, just without the N. It's not Amogus, it's Among Us. I know it sounds like I'm saying Among Us, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was a thing for a little bit, but it was just Among Us. It was just some fucking random dude would pop in and go like Among Us.
Isn't that top, like, the comic that they use at the top of that? Like, I'm pretty sure that's a known alt-writer comic strip.
I think alt-writers maintain every single, like, Chad versus Virgin meme. Like, it's very easy to do. Like, you just say liberal, no, you can't protect minorities, and then Chad just like, I know, you know, like, it's a very easy format to co-opt for alt-writers. Like, you just gotta say that leftists are virgins and we're cool. So.
Also, damn it, Chris, where are we? I
have no idea what that is.
So that's from the new Toby Fox game, Deltarune. Although I don't remember that line in Deltarune. Yeah. Weird.
I don't know either. The internet's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Ooh, they have the staff picks for meme of 2021.
Okay, that seems far more interesting to me. Yes.
Imagine this on your fucking LinkedIn. I work for Know Your Meme. I'm a meme editor on Know Your Meme. That's my core. Midwest emo intro parody.
Okay, that was pretty good.
It's just on the bottom, like related articles.
I'll drop the link.
I don't know that one. The You're a Beta Male Sonic, I fucking love. Why so many in the radical left participate in speedrunning?
That one. Yeah.
You're a beta male, Sonic.
What are you talking about?
Let's go.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets. Okay, yep.
Let's go Mets is good. Hey, let's go Mets, baby.
Come on, hit a home run.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
That was only this year?
Yeah, because it was kind of like lockdown fatigue. Everyone's just like, it's the weekend. I don't know Philip K. They've got Among Us. Schizo posting, I don't know that. Sigma grind set.
Yeah.
Andrew's favorite. Petting My Cat. No.
Mm-mm.
Don't know The Island Boys. Don't know Nurse Carrying Poop. Zam, She's 12. I don't. That's boy. Sounds problematic.
God.
I slammed my penis in the car door.
Y'all need to be on TikTok more.
I know. I feel like this is where I'm
that's
really losing it.
For what it's worth, that is Daffy Duck saying, I slammed my penis in the... Okay.
Oh, the Shroom Jack. Fuck. I remember this. I'm not fucking scared of you.
Suez Canal Jam.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic.
I don't know how, like, mimetic that was, actually, but yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I saw plenty of memes.
Okay.
We're good.
State sprites to what? I didn't see those, but also
I saw
fair.
one, yeah.
Okay.
But that's an outdated format that was repurposed for that specific purpose. Like ironic Breaking Bad memes. I don't know this one, but it sounds the same as "You're a beta male, Sonic."
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about, Jesse?
What are you talking about, Jesse?
I remember the first time I saw this, it was like, man, I really need like a Doomer BF. What? You know, like a post-apocalyptic furry they them femboy force femme. Like, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about?
Did you
they got Think Mark.
Mm-hmm.
They have Josh Fight. That was definitely a good one. Oh, Trade Offer! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Forgot Trade Offer's up there for meme of the year. That shit's everywhere. Definitely Trade Offer. Chug Jug With You was not only 21.
No.
Right? No.
Couldn't be.
Then who?
Huh.
Oh yes, Cussy. Cussy be in here.
Who need their Sam on the C8?
Classic. Yeah, those are pretty good.
Huh. No.
The staff pick's definitely better. Although Chug Jug With You, no way that's 2021.
No.
We can read the Musty Meyer, but not Loot Lake. No way.
We can both be Fortnite gamers.
Okay, no, I just have to pull the ripcord on this one. We're moving into the breakouts. What is the power of the dog?
Anthrax.
Like
that's a reference you won't get if you don't watch the movie. So the power of the dog. I think it's a Netflix original. It's at least on Netflix right now. Yeah.
It is.
Good movie. It's nominated for a whole bunch of fucking awards. It really ties itself together at the end in a really satisfying way. But it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. The first hour of which is so unbelievably boring that I almost turned it off. I was just like, oh my god, nothing is happening. Nothing interesting has happened at all. It was so many hints being dropped and things being set up for later, but like in a way that tied itself together, like I said, really, really well. And great performances by Benedict Cumberbatch and Fat Damon and Kirsten Dunst. Jesse Plemons.
Speaking of Breaking Bad.
Jesse Plemons, yeah. And basically Benedict Cumberbatch is a rancher in the early 1900s whose brother goes off and gets married, and he's really mad about it because Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't like women, but then starts to bond with the woman's son. And yeah.
Okay.
It's a really dark movie.
Oh.
Also very beautifully shot. I should mention that. It's a very pretty movie.
It's shot in New Zealand, right?
I believe so. I think I remember seeing that. And the scenery is really, really cool.
It's almost cheating.
Yeah, it is.
To film something in New Zealand.
Just like, look at the cinematography. It's just like a photo of anywhere in New Zealand. Yeah.
Exactly. You could just get a cheap fucking steady cam for your phone and film like moving footage of New Zealand, and it'd be like, yeah, that's fucking gorgeous.
Hey, guess what? Everything looks great when it's in the Shire. Like, yeah.
Do any of you guys plan on seeing this movie? Because I won't spoil it for you if you think you're going to.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel bad because I feel like there's a decent chance I won't watch it.
Yeah, I mean it's nominated for a bunch of awards, so if you want to get a perspective on why it might win or lose awards, like, go ahead and watch it. It's not like a fun time. You aren't going to enjoy the movie.
I want to show you something.
I don't think you're gonna like it.
I didn't put it in here even, but I also watched a Netflix movie. I watched Red Notice because yesterday I felt even worse than I do now. Like, made soup and a sandwich for dinner. It was just like, I'm going to put a movie on. I'm going to zone out. I want to watch Don't Look Up. Looked interesting. It's a Netflix movie. I thought it'd be on Netflix.
Not until Christmas.
Only in theaters. For some goddamn reason.
I did the same thing this weekend.
You watched a better alternative because I watched half an hour of Red Notice and turned it off. How can Ryan Reynolds and The Rock simultaneously have so much on-screen presence, but then use that presence in service of nothing?
It was a paycheck. That was it. Everyone knows. Most people didn't even think it was a real movie.
What?
There was a big thing when they first released the trailers of most people just assumed it was like a promotional stunt, that it was like just an advertisement for something. And so when people are like, "What do you think of that movie?" and they're like, "It's not a real movie. What are you talking about? Like, there's no way that is a real movie." Like, it was weird.
I don't know. I think just the flaw of it, which, to be fair, is the flaw of a lot of heist movies, the flaw of the genre, is that rather than it being very competent people working with and against each other, Red Notice is just a series of coincidences that is not entertaining. And when you pull it back, it's like, wait, how many jumps in logic and circumstance have to happen in order for this scene to work? Okay, like 6. I'm out. No, thank you.
Action movies have to either lean into it or be very cerebral. Like, you're going to have to be John Wick or you're going to have to be Die Hard. Like, you can't just, like, exist in this, like, oh, the story's important, but also, like, here's just a bunch of explosions for no reason. Like, you kind of got to go one way or the other, or else you're going to be fucking lost.
Listen, man, if I'm in a right mood, I'm down for a Transformers 2. Like, let's go. But no, this movie, it was not on either end of that spectrum. And therefore, a movie I only watched half an hour of. It's going to be on my top 10 movies of 20.
No, it will fucking not. No, it will not. No fucking way.
It does not qualify.
Oh, so that's a late edition. You have to
watch the thing for it to be on the list. Yes,
we've definitely, for movies, you have to have finished the movie.
Okay.
For TV shows, you have to be caught up, like up to at least close to the most recent episode. And for video games, you have to have played a significant amount.
What did we say, like 4 hours or something?
I don't know if there's a hard cutoff, but definitely you got to be far into the story.
You gotta understand what is going on,
what the game's trying to do.
God, I think like a third of the games on my list this year, 4 hours doesn't even cover the introduction. But okay.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's not a hard and fast rule, but we're not gonna challenge your video game playing because we know you've played enough. You're good.
I went off unexpectedly. Ryan, what have you been checking out?
Oh man, still doing my Breaking Bad rewatch. Still playing Battlefield 2042. I fucking did some off boys grinding and got the lovely Soflam. So we're about to have some good old times shooting down all sorts of enemy vehicles. Fucking sacrificed it for the boys. I genuinely enjoy though the the grind of the game. Like, it's very entertaining to just mindlessly go into Conquest, play a Sundance, put my spawn beacon somewhere high, and just fly to various objectives and capture them. Like,
were you playing against bots?
And I've learned...
Or...
No, 100% real people. Like, yeah, that... I don't care that much about winning gunfights. Like, I just kind of fucking try to capture. And you can switch squads. You can't choose your squad, but you can switch. And if my squad's, like, not spawning on me consistently, I'll just switch. And then eventually I find a squad that will be like, oh shit, this dude's almost taken, like, E. Like, I should spawn on him and help him get a free cap. Like, and then, yeah, easy money. I average 20,000 XP per match, basically. Like, yeah, it's pretty good. So I genuinely enjoy the grind. It's good mindless. You can listen to a podcast and
totally
just fly around, just fun, and then land, throw down a sensor beacon, try to half-heartedly defend it, but mostly just hope that someone on your team is like, oh shit, free XP, let's go, which happens more often than you think when there's 64 people on your team. So, yeah.
Brad.
It's a good fucking game. I'm over the qualifiers on Battlefield 2042.
It's fun.
At the state it's in, it's 100% playable and a really solid multiplayer experience.
They fixed a lot of stuff very early. Like I know that people still have qualms about like just the style of the game and the decisions that they've made, but the issues with it not being playable that were there early on don't exist anymore.
Yeah. The game is now...
Matchmaking is better. Managing your squad and joining your friends, that is a thing now. A lot of bugs were fixed.
The game is a polished AAA title now. The problem is that Battlefield players don't like it because it's not the way Battlefield used to be. Yeah. Like, so they get real mad. But then everyone who's just playing it because they want to play a crazy, like, shooter game is having fun in the meantime. Like, while they rage about how specialists are destroying the meta of Battlefield, everyone else is like, woo, rocket launcher this jet from my helicopter, boom, holy shit. Like, and then they're just Squidwarding, looking out the windows, being like, I've seen people on the subreddit say the most fucking pretentious shit, which is like, you know what, man? Good for you. I wish that I could have as much fun as you're having in this game, but I just can't. And it's just like, fuck off.
They ruined Battlefield.
Yeah. I wish I could erase my memory of good Battlefield games so I could enjoy this one. It's like, dude, fuck yourself.
Man, it sucks that when DICE made this game, they deleted every other Battlefield game.
Yeah. I can't possibly go back to Battlefield 1, which has like record player counts for the last few years, because plenty of Battlefield purists are like, ooh, I want to go back.
Maybe I'm a simpleton. Maybe I'm just a simple boy who likes a little bit of Battlefield, but like, I don't know, it gets the Battlefield stuff. It gets the, you really have to like organize with your squad if you want to do well in a match. It has vehicles that are just far and away better than what's in any other multiplayer game of this level. What more do you want from a Battlefield game, man? Like, maybe you're asking for too much here. And this is coming from a Pokemon fan who that entire fan base is like, why isn't every game the most innovative thing on the planet and also exactly what I remember it being when I was 10?
Yeah. Why aren't we hitting the nostalgia while also being Breath of the Wild? Like,
that's what
this is not fair.
Next month. Yeah, like what do those hardcore battle? I shouldn't even say hardcore. What do the Battlefield old heads want at this point, other than...
They want Battlefield 4, but new.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what they want.
Which is...
So...
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, you look at the comments for Battlefield 4 when it launched, and everyone's saying the exact same shit about how it's unplayable, and they don't like how this system changed, or that thing changed, or this vehicle's overpowered. Like, it's the same shit, man.
The one thing that I don't like about Battlefield...
the Battlefield purist is about
I'm just saying,
speak.
like, I am enjoying this game. I'm playing it a lot.
No, I know.
And
but you have the qualifier because you're the one who's an actual Battlefield
Right. My
fan.
qualifier is I wish there was destruction. I miss being able to, like, flatten a house or, like, blow a hole in a wall so that my friends could go through and that kind of shit.
Okay.
I liked Levolution when it was a thing in some of the other games, and it's not really a thing right now. That doesn't mean that this is a bad game. It is a different video game. It's a different game. Which
it's a consequence of 128 players.
Yeah, exactly. They don't. It's technical limitations.
I was take it or leave it, but at this point I'm actually on board. Like 128 is pretty fucking sick. Like the maps are pretty barren and there's a lot of empty space because of it, but like it's fucking epic. The scale's unbelievable.
It's also, once you learn that, like, hey, you want to go from one objective to another, you should probably call down a vehicle. Like, that empty space gets a lot more manageable.
Yeah. And Lucas and I played the like limited time 64 player game mode a little bit ago. It was really nice. at least on Breakthrough, it was really good. It was like very it was just a different experience than the 128 player Breakthrough. Just less chaotic, a little more purposeful.
I love the chaos.
It's just different.
I'm here for the chaos, baby. That was the moments that I will never forget about Battlefield 1 are when like you're fucking running through a desert and there's a teammate in an armored car and a motorcycle flanking you on both sides coming in. There's a tank cresting the hill, and then a fucking 2 planes go overhead. One shoots down the other. The plane crashes right in front of you. You pull out your rocket launcher as the armored car gets blown up by the tank directly to your left. You shoot a single rocket and just fucking drill it down. A dude comes out trying to fix it. The motorcycle guy runs up, fucking knocks him out. Another plane crashes into the ground right now, and you're just like, I'm in fucking war, baby. And 128 players only increases the amount of like, what the fuck is happening, man?
Just real shell shock from your couch.
Yeah. It's the moment of when you're driving down the freeway and you notice that like everyone in oncoming traffic has a life every bit as complex as yours. Like they are humans who are literally living a life that has the same amount of decisions and like anxieties and consequences. It's that, but in video game form. Where you're like, each of these fucking people that's like engaging in different phases of this battle are humans with like cognition and shit like that, and it's weird. So I don't know. It's a good game. I'm on board. I've gone from qualifying it to like, oh, it's it's a enjoyable experience and I don't regret it, to like, nah, this shit's good. Get on fucking board or just go back to Battlefield 3. I don't care.
Okay.
So.
For all you cynics out there, Ryan officially has Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah. No, that's me. I'll drink that. I'm Munchausen by proxy. Give me that poison, Battlefield mommy.
Gobble it up. I beat Shin Megami Tensei V. It's a lot, for better or worse. I've said it before, I will say it now, that combat system, that turn-based combat system is just designed for somebody with my exact brain chemistry. Some narrative choices are interesting, and I don't necessarily agree with them. I understand that different characters are supposed to represent just like broad ideologies, but yeah, I don't know how you make a game in 2021 that is on some level giving like the pros and cons to the concept of Christianity, and then not bringing up just how much kid fucking is going on in the name of Christianity.
Just how much kid fucking.
Yeah.
How much is too much?
Every single time you play one of these games, you have the same review afterwards. You're like, man, it was a good, light 75 hours. Sure, they asked a lot of questions and answered none of them. And yeah, I like turn-based RPGs, games that are all pretty fucking identical, for better or worse. And yeah, there's a lot of complex characters that, are mostly problematic, but you know what? It's just a fun time.
I'm saying the opposite for this one. These characters are not complicated. There is no depth to them. And, like, that's a part of it. But they could at least make it fun. They could at least make the onboarding of who these characters are as, like, nuanced and interesting and subtle, and not the kid who ends up getting really into Christianity doesn't just flat out say, yeah, my parents are getting divorced, and that's why I don't have much confidence. Like, fuck off. Come on.
Divorce is always good, I guess. I don't know. It's just, you always play these games and you say, like, nothing positive about them at all, and then finish it with, I played this game so much. So many hours were spent on this game, and I'm glad I did.
Okay, to go into depth about what I like specifically about this game, besides the combat system, which I'm just a junkie for, there aren't a lot of games, there aren't a lot of pieces of media that engage with the idea of religion, of theology, as both a cultural institution and a rhetorical tool, like Shin Megami Tensei does. And I appreciate that. That is a cool setting. That is a very interesting approach to take the Bible and a bunch of other religious texts at face value, at, yeah, this shit is real, this shit actually happened. I just wish the execution was better.
Okay.
And then, see, you always do this. You always like, hey, man, give us more. Like, give us an actual read on this. And then I do, and then you're like, well, I don't know what to make of any of that, but whatever.
I think it's just telling that, like, your first impression is always definitely overwhelmingly negative, and then, yeah, you have things that you like, but you seemingly don't really care that much about them because, I don't know, maybe the criticism is more, like, either pertinent or fun? I don't know.
Do you guys want me to be more positive about stuff? I can be more positive about stuff.
I feel like we're pretty positive about the stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm saying,
me and Andrew, by and large,
do things that you like. You don't seem to actually like this stuff that much.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like maybe you don't want us to. Maybe we should be the ones that change our approach.
Maybe
I should. The breakouts, me and Andrew.
More things that I don't like. I don't know.
Did I say I didn't really say a single negative thing about Battlefield 2042. I just sucked its dick for 10 minutes for my section, and most things that I watch, I'm just like, that shit's good.
Okay. Fair. Message received. Lucas the Writer. I'm going to be more optimistic on this podcast in my life going forward.
Ooh, optimistic in your life in general.
Yeah.
That's fun. Making a major life change because bullying.
There's a one offhand comment of, you don't seem to like the stuff that you play.
And Lucas is going to be optimistic out of spite now.
Yeah, no, I know.
In the most pessimistic way, he's going to be optimistic.
He's not going. No, he's not going to be optimistic. He's going to say negative things and then go, "But that's fine. That's good. No, I like it. It's good. It's fine." Sure, they didn't explore the hypotheticals of religion and instead take everything at face value. But that's fine. I like things. Slaps himself. I like things.
It's all good.
I'm positive.
It's all fucking good. Yeah, sure, this problematic trope that's like clearly just standing in for race baiting alt-writers is scary, but like, you know, there's something good here, so I like it. It's good.
The character designs in Shin Megami Tensei V are still pretty peak. I like that the protagonist that you play as is, yeah, just aggressively not straight.
Aggressively not straight. We've wrapped around where that's not problematic to say anymore. That's like, gay rights have come a long way. We can now talk about how how gay things are in a really positive way. Like, that's a really big plus.
So yeah, in the spirit of optimism, I read some pretty good JoJo's Bizarre Adventure officially licensed fan fiction.
Officially licensed fan fiction?
Yes.
Are they animated by the fans?
Nope. They are 2 spin-off manga, one focusing on characters from part 6, Stone Ocean, the one that just had an anime, and then one from characters from part 3 and 4. Yeah, the one focusing on part 6, is engaging with the idea of how just horny a lot of fan fiction is, in a weird way that a lot of people online hate, but also, guys, this is fan fiction. This is what you get in this space. Like, I don't know what you expected. And then the latter is a lot of, we're gonna fill in the gaps of these characters. Like, we're gonna add backstory that wasn't in the original text. We're gonna fill in plot holes that the author does not care about, and you shouldn't either as a reader. But that's fun, because I get more time with a character named Whole Horse, who is just a cowboy, and he's great. You know how characters in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure have weird esoteric powers that, like, they're the world's greatest parallel Parker every other Tuesday and shit like that? Whole Horse's powers, he just has a gun.
I once again refer to the Steve Martin SNL sketch about the old-timey football player whose nickname was the Gun, and it's because he had a gun. Like, yeah, he was the fastest man in football. This guy, he was so strong. Charles the Gun, you know. You didn't really want to tackle him because he had a gun. That's a good power.
Yeah.
Does no one else in JoJo's have a gun?
So, when Whole Horse first showed up, he was the only one with a gun. That was his unique thing. And since then, there are, like, a lot of different people whose power is just basically they have a gun. One dude in part 5, his power is he can use a gun better
than Whole Horse?
So Whole Horse makes a gun using psychic powers. This dude makes a bunch of little guys that ride on bullets that allow him to use his real life gun better.
How do they affect?
So, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Influence?
Yes. He basically,
so they, like, influence the path of the bullet by running on it?
Yes.
They, like, steer it like they're riding a horse.
They can steer it. They can, like, follow the curvature of a bullet and then just hang out hundreds of meters away and be like, yeah, now the bad guy's doing this. Watch out for that. They can reload his gun for him.
They can be spies.
They're sentient. They're not just...
Oh, yes. Yes, these are 6 little dudes who each have their own personality. Yeah.
I was going to say, are they slaves? They sound like humans. They sound like on our level of intellect.
Yes, they are, but kind of. But he's taking care of them. He's making, like, tiny individual lunches for them.
That was the argument for keeping slavery around before the Civil War. The slave owners are taking care of them.
They're a part of his soul. I don't know what to tell you. And then in part 6, there is a girl who is actually a sentient colony of plankton, and then her power is she is just shooting plankton at people at high speeds as though it was a bullet.
Is she a slime girl? Tell the truth.
No.
Tell the fucking truth.
What is a slime girl?
Oh,
Andrew.
I feel like I don't want to know.
I know you know what a slime girl is.
No, I don't. And I don't want to Google it. Now I don't want you to tell me. So.
And then in part 7, there is a different cowboy who's basically a jockey, and he can shoot his fingernails at people as though they're bullets.
Gross.
Hell
yeah. Yeah. No, it's very gross.
Like, intentionally, like, that's the point.
It is not a comfortable experience for him to use his power.
It's not the gross... I was expecting the recipient of the fingernail bullet would be the gross part, but no, you're saying it's... Does he have to regrow them organically? Like, do they not regrow super fast? Like, they're real fingernails?
Yes. And then the line of dialogue is that, like... and this is where it starts getting into, you have to break away from reality a little bit. If he eats chamomile, that helps him regrow his fingernails faster. And that's why it's like, okay, I guess I'm just without a power for 3 weeks now since I shot all my fingernails. Yeah.
You gotta space them out, man. You gotta put limitations on yourself. Also, wait, do they have to be fully grown before he can shoot them, or can they be little nubbins and he can shoot that again?
I think they can be nubbins, but they're weaker if they're nubbins.
Yeah. If he wants a full strength bullet, he's gotta be patient.
My
fingernail fell off when I was a kid, and it fucking took a good 2 months to regrow.
Right.
Like, it's no fucking joke, man. Fingernails grow pretty slow.
Also, I had this question reading it, and I know you guys have thought of it here, too. He never tries to use his toenails. Like, that never crosses his mind, never gets into the series. Granted, he's a paraplegic, so that's probably more difficult for him to shoot something off of his foot than, like, it would be for people who have full use of their legs, but, yeah.
I definitely never thought of that.
No?
You know?
Huh.
I really didn't. I guess it's because you can point fingers a lot easier than pointing toes. But, you know,
yeah,
to each their own. The podcast that I'm listening to now that I'm done with the Anti-Donna podcast is That Happens, which is the spin-off of Harmontown with just Spencer Crittenden, the Dungeon Master, and Jeff B. Davis. And yeah, right now, the Big Copper is a giant robot mech in their D&D campaign who shoots coins out of one of his hands. So he has like a coin gun that he uses 3 times a day, and it's just like super fucking effective. Like, it's devastating, like how effective it is. So
wait, Copper is in police officer, or Copper is in like metal?
He's made of metal.
Oh, okay.
He's a, what do they call it, a warforged or whatever. Like, he's not an organic robot, a living creature robot in D&D.
He's an Evangelion. Got it.
Yes. I don't know, but I'm gonna say yes anyway.
Okay.
As I Google Evangelion.
So, Evangelion. An Evangelion is the giant robot that Shinji needs to get into. Except it's not a robot. It's made of meat. It's just wearing armor.
I don't think
they're
made
made
of meat in Big Copper. They're made of meat. They slap their meat together.
They're fighting aliens. They took some alien DNA, made their own aliens, strapped some armor on it so people would think it's a robot, and then that's the turn later in the series. That's like, oh wait, the people I'm fighting for maybe not actually more morally better than the people I'm fighting against.
Yeah. It's like Robot in Invincible.
Yeah.
I read a fun article today about how nature has evolved crabs 6 separate times.
Yeah.
Right.
Nature fucking loves crabs.
Shit keeps evolving into crabs.
Yeah.
We just can't stop
completely
it.
separate, unrelated species just turning into almost identical crabs.
Yeah, they look very similar. And yeah, that's led to scientists to speculate that across the universe, the most like common form of organism is probably a crab or a spider. So
oh fuck.
We're gonna be the weird ones if we ever discover alien life. They're gonna be like, dude, you're
They got 2 legs and
fleshy,
little finger things on their claws.
You're a fucking fleshy sack.
Where's their armor?
Like, there's water. You're made of water mostly. What the fuck, dude? This is fucked up, man.
Wait.
Honestly, like, as creeped out as we would be by aliens with exoskeletons, I think if the shoe was on the other foot and I'm an alien with an exoskeleton, I'd be more creeped out about seeing an alien with an endoskeleton. Like, if exoskeletons are the norm. That shit's scary to think.
Imagine a crab right now. A crab with a shell. Now imagine if that crab it's still the exact same structure but had no shell. Imagine fleshy Mr. Krabs.
Oh. That's terrifying. There's an episode of that.
Yeah. Right.
Where Mr. Krabs loses his shell. Yeah, no, it's fucked up. And I can perfectly in my head synthesize Yeah, an animal with an exoskeleton, yeah, not that weird. But if exoskeletons are what you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I think having like these solid bones inside of your body that just break sometimes because they have to, otherwise you die, like, nah. I think that shit would fuck me up way worse than a sentient, like, crab alien.
Wait. You're telling me your body moves through a series of prone to failing muscles and not a beautiful, hyper-efficient series of hydraulics?
Yeah.
How have you made it this far?
They see us operating like a crane or like a tractor, and they're like, look what they've done to us. They've made us machines.
Machines.
No, isn't it?
I mean, you joke, but that's one of like the main things that scientists who are like specializing in the concept of ever like contacting an aliens, like the same group that made that weird time capsule with like humans on it, like to explain our existence and culture and everything like that.
Yeah.
That group, like they talk about one of the main issues that we're gonna run into if we do run into an alien species is how we treat like subhuman animals. How we just fucking factory farm the shit out of them, like, and how it's going to be hard to explain to a more advanced race that
it's fine, we're
they
sentient.
shouldn't do that to us. Like, yeah. Because if they're 3 to 4 times more advanced than we are, that's the gap between us and cows. And like, how are we gonna logically explain that like they shouldn't do to us what we are doing to cows? Like,
We have to guilt them, right? We have to be like, oh yeah, you're so much more advanced than we are. You're above this barbarism, aren't you?
isn't that what cows do when they just like stare at you stupidly and chew
like,
grass?
please,
Like,
no.
That's what they're doing. Is like, you don't have to kill me. I'm chill.
I saw a video, a TikTok of a bull scoring a goal in soccer. And then
and then dancing.
I eat you and enjoy it. You're figuring out how a sport works, using your horn to knock a ball into a net and being happy about it. I consume you.
Wait, no, it was like an elk.
The video I saw was a bull. I don't know. I mean, I also eat elk, so the point stands.
I saw the video of the bull in the private zoo that flipped over the turtle that was on its back.
Oh, yeah.
It like went over to it and just flipped it up so it was normal, and everyone freaked out.
Right.
I mean, if you think that's fucked up, yeah, watch My Octopus Teacher and like understand how octopuses are basically like 3-year-old children. Like they're legitimately a very intelligent creature, and we're apparently getting ready to start factory farming octopus because we like what they taste like.
Yeah.
But they're like borderline sentient. Like they're pretty there.
I live on
That's
a
like
diet of
factory
mostly
farming.
African gray parrot.
Yeah, African gray parrot, chimpanzee, and octopi. Like, yeah, this is pretty fucked up, man.
Oh boy. I don't know if I could eat parrot emotionally.
Yeah.
Bird.
It's there.
We're fucked up, man.
We are.
Dolphins.
Fuck.
Yeah.
How about that Packer game though?
It's a wild one.
Yeah.
We might have just made a backup quarterback tens of millions of
Yeah.
Yup.
We got sloppy in the fourth quarter. We got cocky. And then they almost took it away from us, but they didn't because of some weird decision-making, play calling at the end.
Well, there's a video of Harbaugh going up to Mark Andrews and Huntley and being like, what do you guys want to do? You make the decision. And they're like, we want to win the game. And they're like, okay, go do that.
That's what's lost in all this is they were not. That was not the end of the game, man.
No.
Like we're Packers fans. We've seen this story, man. 42 seconds and a timeout.
Well, I mean, yeah,
like,
that was.
You gave him a timeout.
That's
like,
the argument that you would make is if we tie this right now, we give Aaron Rodgers almost a minute to go get in field goal range. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you take the lead, you give him. It's the same situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you give yourself the opportunity to lose 3 different times instead of twice.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get the 2-point, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
If Aaron Rodgers pulls off a miraculous drive to kick a field goal to win it, it's over. And then if we go to overtime and Aaron Rodgers wins the coin toss, it's over. Like, that's 3 opportunities. I don't know why you don't just cut that down to 2 and kick the extra point. Like, that was a weird one for me. I think you go for 2 when it's like very little time and it's like, let's end it. But we all knew that game was not over. Like at the very least, he was going to move the ball. That number 17 on their team was literally a practice squad special team guy. Like, he had no idea what he was doing out there.
I respect it.
MVS would have torched the shit out of him.
I respect them going. I always respect a team going for a 2-point conversion when it really matters. Like, that was a bold move, but in hindsight, definitely not the correct one.
They should have went for it when it was 31-23. I don't know why they kicked the extra point that time. That's when you go for it, because then it's fucking nothing lost, man.
Right.
You go for 2, and if you don't get it, you've got a chance to then do it on the next touchdown and tie it up. And then if you do get it, you fucking kick the extra point and win the game, baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You eliminated your option by kicking the extra point on the second to last touchdown. So
Yeah, I mean, the thing is this game did really matter to the Ravens. They needed that win. Before the game, they were in the lead of the AFC North. Now they're on the outside looking into the playoffs.
AFC's a fucking log jam.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I mean, matter to us, baby.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sole possession atop the NFC. And I think because the Bucks lost to the Saints, we need to win 2 of our next 3, and the Cowboys need to lose 1, and we're locked in because we have the tiebreaker over the Bucks no matter what now. Even with common opponents and stuff.
Locked into the bye, you mean? Or
yeah,
okay.
And the first seed basically, the bye and home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Or obviously we could just win out because we're atop right now. So if we win every game, and that's a doable thing. Like, the teams we're playing are not.
And our last 3 teams are the Browns, the Bears, and the Lions, I think. Yeah.
And the Browns are super fucked up with COVID. We'll see who's even playing.
The Bears are bad, and the Lions are worse. Like,
yeah.
Wait,
very, very winnable games, basically. And if we win all 3, we lock it up. But even if we drop one, as long as the Cowboys drop one, we're in. Yeah. Like, we've got it locked up because we have the tiebreaker head-to-head over the Cardinals, and they lost. And then we have the tiebreaker over the Buccaneers with common opponents. So,
listen, I like rooting for the underdog as much as anyone in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. But also, every football game, there's an element of chance to it. And yeah, the more games you play in the playoffs and in the lead up to the Super Bowl, the more likely you are not to win the Super Bowl. And I'd really like it if the Packers won this year.
I mean, when our strongest competition is from Arizona, Los Angeles, and Tampa Bay, getting a bunch of home games in December or January is fucking huge.
Yeah,
man. Like,
get a bunch of warm weather teams playing in Lambeau Field. Yeah.
The reason that Buccaneers game in the NFC Championship was that close was because we were in Lambeau. Like, that's the main difference. So if we can do it again, I think this year we get over that.
Also, we're banged the fuck up, and having a week off going to the playoffs would help a lot.
When Jair and David Bakhtiari alone come back, we're a fucking completely different football team. Like, that's not to mention all the other mid-tier starters that we could absolutely get back in that time frame.
A week downtime is enough for Aaron Rodgers to get that toe lasered off, and then it cauterize over.
I agreed with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman when they were analyzing his running, and they were like, he's like running. Like, he talked about how he had a setback and how his toe is hurting him worse than ever, but he looks way better than last week. Like, he really did. Like, he was running around being a maniac.
After the game, though, they showed him, like, in the tunnel, he was limping really bad.
Everyone limps, you know.
That's
the thing that people don't talk about is, like, in football, in anything, you kind of favor an injury when you don't have to, and then you can absolutely drop it most of the time when it comes time to play. Like, they're like, oh shit, he's limping around, and then he goes out there and just puts it all on the line. And it's like, have you never played a contact sport? Like, you get banged up, and then when it's time to play through the pain, you just do it. Like, it's not that bad. And especially if you get sign off from professional trainers who are like, yeah, you can't make it any worse. And there's not even that psychological aspect of like, am I fucking myself up? Like, even that's removed. So
I don't know. I by no means a professional athlete, but even like, running my marathon that last 3 miles, it was like, okay, well, I can't stop running. So I guess I'm just going to feel really bad tomorrow. I'm already in it. Here we go.
And I maintain you were still in weirdly good shape at the end of the marathon.
Yeah, man.
You were very coherent, and
you were just like,
good to go.
Oh, man. That was a doozy. Just walking totally fine, barely breathing heavy. Just...
Yeah. My sister used to run cross country, and she would collapse most races at the end and like not be physically able to move. Like, at the end of your marathon, you were strolling around, taking in the sights.
I'm not good at that. I'm not good at the like, all right, time to give it everything I have, time to sprint. I always feel like I leave a little bit in the tank. We have 9 minutes left before this call ends, but I found out that the next Los Angeles Marathon is in March in 2022. So now I have some decisions to make.
We learned that the Boston Marathon qualifying is significantly lower. Are you really ready to push it?
Yeah, no, like you're going to have to train harder than you were training to get ready for this marathon.
And in the dark, like that is a huge hurdle for me personally, to be like, okay, finished with work, time to go run 20 miles, and it'll be dark for 3/4 of those miles because it's 4 o'clock. Yeah.
You'll need specialty clothing. You'll need reflectors and
a
shit.
Gun.
Like, you think you got hit by a car enough in the day.
Once is too many. All right. Thank you all so much for listening to episode 168, fuck me, of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, which will almost certainly be titled, I don't know, do we want, I feel like we'd go with dragons, right? We don't need that SEO juice, whatever. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description to help a collection of great progressive causes. Please support us through Patreon and join the likes of the terrific Sucky Badger, Tiffany Cole, and Sensual Richard Nixon. Questions and business opportunities can go to voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter for updates at V2_podcast, and follow me at Lucas Drider on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. This is probably going to be the last regular episode of the podcast of the year, so look forward to the 2021 top 10s coming to you in the last week of the year. Happy holiday season, everyone. Good luck.